nominees for Greenfield, friends of Council Merrigan. Last one was William Abner, who was Merrigan's tenant, his landlord, and she had office space. And after the vote for Nasmith, the council stood up proudly and stated that Nasmith was his close personal friend for over 2 years. Yes, Nasmith told me he wasn't that friendly with Councilor Merrigan, that he had a friendship with his father. At Nasmith's hearing, if appointed, I asked, would you recuse yourself if Merrigan appeared before you? And he waited and said, I'll consider it. You know, it's not always popular to do the right thing. And there's rewards and punishment system that goes on right here. And I'm opposed to child. But, you know, you have to do the right thing. And because of the donations not matching the record of the campaign and political finance office, upon my request at the hearing, I asked Attorney MacLeod to send an attempted explanation of various donations, and she still didn't explain it. The contributions still do not match the records of the Office of Political Finance. I don't believe for 1 minute that the governor could possibly know what's happening with these nominations, especially those coming from the western part of the state. I ask for transparency. I will not go for this nominee, not because she's just a friend of the councilor, but I cannot, on behalf of the 800,000 citizens in my district throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I will be voting no. And I will also submit this letter for the record where I am noting that Councilor Merrigan publicly stated that he didn't announce until 2006. He raised over $22,000, opened his bank account on July 16, 2005, and on July 29th, he declared and established an account with the Office of Campaign and Political Finance. It saddens me, Lieutenant Governor, because I believe in the Governor's Council and the responsibility that we've all taken an oath to honor. Councilors went to prison years ago for selling judgeships, and the conduct of this former judge, member of the Governor's Council, should be sanctioned. I'm saddened to report this, but what is. Thank you.
Roll call.
Councilor Viola?
Yes.
Councilor Timothy?
Yes.
Councilor DeVane?
No.
Councilor Ainot?
No.
Councilor Manning?
No.
Councilor Callahan?
Yes.
Councilor Merrigan?
Yes.
What is it?
Meeting that was formal assembly is now concluded. Next assembly is Wednesday, April 8th at noon.
Good afternoon. Now we're going to resume the hearing of the appointment of Judge Hanlon to the appeals court. And, Mr. Watson, you had one more thing you wanted to say quickly?
Yeah, very quickly. I appreciate you giving that opportunity. As I said, I heard a little much. Very quickly, I just want to say that the offenses committed against me by Justice Hanlon well documented. Many of the actions are in the appeals court and the Supreme Judicial Court. My problem is that in addition to the abuse of office and the discrimination, every offense that's been committed to me has never been brought to the appeals court for me to address the matter. As I said, I've had a restraining order for since 2003, despite 4 or 5 subsequent extensions. I've never given an appeal. These criminal complaints filed against me were asked in the Dorchester District Court. I haven't been entitled to an appeal. The efforts to try to address some of the actions by users, I think, were working on the instructions and guidance of the law from the state of Judge Hanlon. They've been dismissed in Dorchester District Court, and I've never had the opportunity to appeal them. This, to me, is not, I have concerns with domestic violence law, so this is, as I said, I personally been subjected to this treatment. I would ask the court, the council, governor's council, to take into consideration not just what I say, but I've had the misfortune of finding a case that was filed in federal court for many of the allegations that I have against Justice Hanlon were alleged by another gentleman in 1996. The case was Rodriguez versus Carhart and others. When the case alleged that then prosecutor Hanlon and others doctored the gentleman's cases and allowed him access to transfer to the center in order to impede his ability to represent himself in enforce his conviction. Now, the matter was dismissed, not on the merits of his claim, but on the federal issue of they stated a claim that as prosecutor, someone in the district attorney's office, they're not there, they protected by absolute immunity. So I would just like the issue of character of that instance considered. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Before,
I'm sorry, Councilor Callahan.
you said you went through the federal government and took out a complaint on civil rights discrimination.
Yes.
What was the result of that?
I was dismissed. One, this would be outside of 95. I had to represent myself because I was the financial stress that various factors the developers have created. So, one, I used the wrong federal statute. Then number two is, at the time of the filing, I was aware of the absolute immunity of judges as well as individuals in the district attorney's office. Unfortunately, that protection has gone so far that anything remotely associated with a judge performing judicial duty and the DA in the investigative process or prosecution of a case, they have immunity. So that's why the case was dismissed.
So the federal government did not find that there was any statutory immunity for the judge?
No, that was not the case. So it was just a matter of it being dismissed because they say...
Well, they either did find that or they didn't.
No, it's just a matter of jurisdiction. They said, according to federal law...
Well, jurisdictionally, they didn't find anything wrong with that.
No, that wasn't the case.
The federal government accused the judge.
They didn't address the issue, just because of the fact that she has immunity, just like the DA, so it wouldn't be considered. It's much, I guess...
the judge of immunity
Unfortunately, this is true. As a private citizen, I can't prosecute or file a complaint against a justice or a district attorney. However, the federal government, the Department of Justice, can do it. Unfortunately, I've addressed the issue with the Department of Justice as well as the FBI. But if you know the background of Judge Hanlon, she worked in close association with these departments. Some of the cases very high profile, not too far related from the Whitey Bulger case. So there's an association there, I think is tainting their impartiality because the incidents I said are well documented as far as the denial of a appeal for 3.5 years.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So next we'll hear from Doug George. Is Doug George here? Okay, and then is there anyone else who would like to speak? I'm sorry. Denise Barron? Okay, more here now. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good afternoon. I'm here in opposition to Judge Hanlon. I have not personally been in front of her as a judge. I first became aware of her when I went to a meeting about a year ago that was on domestic violence because I was trying to get some information on domestic violence, and she indicated that she was one of the people who was the architect of the law. And I've since been in Dorchester Court with a friend of mine who has been a victim of false allegations. My concern is that I do believe that she really is concerned about domestic violence. My concern, though, is for people who are victims of false allegations, there is not any recourse for people. You have to spend a lot of money hiring lawyers, trying to get, for people, my friend has been in and out of court, his ex-wife has filed false police reports, false allegations, has gotten arrested, and there has been no recourse for her. And so I feel like it is not a balanced playing field, that there is a lot of bias against men, and that if you find that you're a victim of a false allegation, there is not anywhere for you to go unless you have a lot of money. In terms of the Dorchester Court, he ended up going to trial. He fortunately was found not guilty because he had an excellent lawyer who is here. But she has also violated his restraining order. And in my experience, from going to the Dorchester Court and going to multiple courts, because he's been in multiple police stations, multiple courts in terms of these false violations, when you say to people, well, what are you supposed to do? And that's my question, what are you supposed to do? Nobody's been able to say anything. She's committed perjury on the stand, she's committed perjury in her affidavit, and she walked around scot-free. He was arrested with his children because she made a false 911 call